What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelpline.org.au. Welcome to Chasing Winners. Peter O'Neill, David Shortte and Jesse Erenshaw are about to join you to preview the meeting from Mandurah in the Peel tonight. They will also look in depth at the meeting from Cannington tomorrow night. The boys will also be joined by Ryan Levitsky, who will provide his best over the 2 nights of chasing. Let the chase begin.
And a very good morning, everyone, and welcome along to Chasing Winners. Looking forward to a big night of chasing tonight with the Winter Sprint Heats and the Paradise Street Trophy final tomorrow night. Good interview yesterday on Drive with Alex and also Riley, talking to Linda Britton about her star stayer, Paradise Street, who we've had in discussions, Shorty, in regards to the top 8 stayers in Western Australia. And there's been quite a few of them. And we saw a young staying star go across to Queensland and do very well last night. Good evening to you, or good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Pete. It was a good evening for those that jumped aboard Flying Frida last night up there at Albion Park in the Chairman's Cup, and we were just chatting a little bit off air. It's a big performance. I don't think Flying Frida was probably going to the level she has at different stages of her career prior to going across up there to Queensland, and it's never easy when you travel, but sometimes it can spark dogs up, and it's a great opportunity. We know her best is a very high level, and we got to see that last night. So congrats to Chris Halse and all the connections with Flying Frida. She is a very talented bitch, and hopefully this win will really help to get her confidence back, and she's the sort of bitch that you could see if she's sort of confident and racing near her top. She's very capable of being more than competitive in these sort of really good staying races over the next 6 to 12 months if she stays healthy and well. So look forward to seeing her continued success.
Yeah, I think Chris was a little bit surprised because she hadn't trialled up there either, so he's expecting her to improve. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning, Pete. Shorty, always a pleasure to be here.
Looking forward to what is going to be a big weekend of greyhound racing. We might kick straight into it, Jesse. We've got a couple of races to broadcast through the program this morning, and the first at Mandurah tonight gets underway of 11 at 6:46. It's over the 300 metres, grade 6, and Tab Touch has equal favourites in Found the Break and also Maximum Carnage at $3.20.
I think that's the Quinella play, 26812. Found the Break on top just from the box draw, was second here last week from box 3 behind 2-spot Malt when showing a bit of early dash. Did get checked a couple of times on the run. Proven winner over the trip, I think should go really well. From 6, Maximum Carnage, very costly greyhound to follow for punters when it's been racing around the Northern Circuit, but these greyhounds do usually find some form when they come back to the Peel Circuit. For third, number 8 in Dynamite Mac, and for fourth, I'll throw in 1 Zentokyo, 2681, race 1.
Interesting race to kick things off. I've gone the same way on top with number 2, Found the Break. I thought the effort was good last time out there. Runner up behind 2-spot Malt. No, I was fairly keen 2-spot Malt last week, a dog on the genuine downgrade. Found the Break, look, it's not a winning machine, 5 of 40, but in this company, it looks to get every possible opportunity. With a safe getaway, I think Found the Break will be the one to beat. The big danger, and it's very much a query runner here. It goes around as a $5 chance, is Wahoo Manelli. This dog's best is elite. You go back a handful of runs ago, this dog went 21.69 at Cannington, which is, that's moving. In a country grade 5, something like that for the Magic Man would see Wahoo Manelli pretty hard to beat. So it's got to be some sort of threat. Number 6, Maximum Carnage, very, very capable on its night, and I'll round it out with greyhound number 7, Fennec Fox, 2, 3, 6 and 7 to kick off the night. Who do you like, Pete?
I'll go 2, 6, 7 and 4, Found the Break, facing consistently for Laurie Malcolm. Sorry, let's put the microphone on. 2, 6, 7 and 4, Shorty. Thanks for asking. Found the Break I'll put on top for Laurie Malcolm, chasing very consistently and good records from inside draw. Let's go to race number 2, again over the 300 metres. And the favourite here with Tab Touch is number 1, Coda Herrera, Shorty at $3. I thought All About Opal would be hard to beat and was well supported last start when winning up at Northam in good time.
Yeah, absolutely. Just needs to transfer that form from recent starts here to Mandurah for this particular race tonight. Having a bit of success as well. James Jeffrey's conniption was a very quick winner there last night. The times have been okay without being electric at Northern. It's only had the one look here at Mandurah. On that occasion, was runner-up in its maiden in 1739, which is a pretty decent reference for a race of this nature. Just leaning towards number 1, though, Coda Herrera from the inside draw. in an open race. I've got it on top from number 8, All About Opal. Hard to knock winning form and 3 on the bounce. While they've been at Northam, they've all been really good. The dog makes its own luck by beginning very well, so only needs to step, and if it does, it'll take a fair bit of stopping, I would suggest. Outside of that duo, I'm going to include number 4, Turk's Dream, who was back into the winners list last time out and pretty well supported too. And a dog that I think is a good price and wouldn't be at all surprised to see it pop up in this sort of grade is number 3, Flying Goldwing. I've always had a bit of time for this litter, and it's the sort of dog in this grade of race that could absolutely play a part. 1, 8, 4 and 3. Pretty open affair, though.
Similar numbers, 1, 8, 6 and 3 for me. 1, Coda Herrera on top. It was a good second here, and 17.29 has recorded that 17.08, 17.03 run, I should say, from a wide draw. Steps in the box, number 1 has a decent record as well. For second, number 8, All About Opal. It's hard to knock the Northern form. Just she's drawn on the opposite end of the track here. For third, number 6 in Bluey Brand was second over the 5 and 9 in good time. And for fourth, I'll throw in 3, Flying Goldwing, 1, 8, 6 and 3, race 2.
I like number 8, All About Opal, chasing very well for James Jeffries. His team is going nicely. As Shorty mentioned, another winner last night at Northam. 7, Prime Voltage is a good strike rate. For third, number 1, Coda Herrera, and 2, Buddy's Mate, 8, 7, 1, 2. Race number 2. Race number 3, over a distance I'm more liking, and that's the 488 metres. And the favourite here with Tab Touch is currently number 7, Whole Shot at $3.80. I'm going that way. I know she's only won 1 of 15. That win was last start, and the time was really good. It was from an inside draw. She's been placed a couple of times from this box, so I'm happy to go with her. From number 3, Kenya Willow, a greyhound who's been knocking on the door for Brodie Kirby. For third, number 6, Every Step. And number 4, Connie Keeping, might be able to improve here. I know her record's not overly impressive, but she jumped well the other night, and I thought she might be able to improve if she can stay out of trouble. 7, 3, 6 and 4.
7, 3, 6 and 4 for Pete in race number 3. I've gone the same way with Whole Shot. Thought the effort to win last time was good, 27 and 61. Has to move from the inside to a wider draw here. Really strong dog, Whole Shot. Doesn't have a great winning hit rate, just 2 of 29, but you wouldn't have to be Brett Lee to win this, to be fair. It's a moderate affair. So 7 on top, Whole Shot. Number 3, Kenya Willow, steps up in distance here, but certainly some of its recent performances over the 400 metres very, very solid for a race of this particular nature. Number 5 in Common Man. Always respect anything that Cosy D'Agostino takes to the racetrack. And I'll round it out with number 8, Go Get 'em Greta for Ben Abercrombie. It's a pretty open race, not one that I'll be stepping into personally. 7, 3, 5 and 8.
I'll go 8, 7, 5 and 1. 8, Go Get 'em Greta on top. Form over the trip's a little bit disappointing. 6 starts for 3 minors, yet to win from a wide draw. Her record's not great, but she's down a lot in class. It's a lot easier race than what she's been running at Cannington and Northam. Returns from a trip to Northam usually does sparkle up, so Go Get 'em Greta on top. From 7, Whole Shot. For third, number 5 in Common Man. And for fourth, I will throw in 1, Scarlet Strager. 8, 7, 5 and 1, race 3.
I'll let you stick with race number 4, Jesse, and go first. This is over the 652 metres. All About Cole's won over the distance. Doesn't have the best of records from inside draws. Is that a concern, considering that he's the favourite at $1.80 with Tab Touch?
Absolutely, Pete, but I struggle to see a greyhound who could match motors with him and beat him. So I'm with him on top. All About Cole has won over the trip. Most of these form hasn't been impressive or flash, and some with question marks over the trip as well. But Go Get 'em Cole on top. From 2, Coco Shimmer was probably a little bit outclassed to say in one of those Paradise Street Trophy heats last week, back down to a more suitable grade here. Took out this race 2 weeks ago. For third, number 7 in Jamie Keeping. She's always thereabouts in this class. And for fourth, I'll throw in 5, Vander Harley, first up over the trip. 1, 2, 7, 5, race 4.
This is a really interesting race. All About Cole. If you flip All About Cole with Jamie Keeping, I have All About Cole an absolute moral in this race. But from box number 1, for a dog that wants to get up the track and isn't always a brilliant beginner, there's still scope for it to get messy for All About Cole. And $1.80, I'd prefer to be, in that circumstance, I'd be chips in at probably $1.60 All About Cole. But at $1.80, with Coco Shimmer likely to out-jump it early, if they jump on terms and level, All About Cole's won't to get up. It could take petrol out of the tank. It then leaves it really for the dog that, while Jamie Keeping's not going to its best, it's Still had 10 starts, track and trip, 2 wins, 5 seconds. It's run into some pretty good opposition. You look at its last 4 races, Carter, Axelrod, Hinto, Sunset, Comanche, Sage to Neil. They're all the legitimate top liners here. Just think price-wise. I think All About Coal with a clear run wins the race. It's going really well. It's run 37.06, but the draw does concern me a little. So just at the value, I'll go a small bet, the 7 each way from number 1, All About Coal, who's the logical winner of the race, but just think it's probably short enough given the circumstances with the map here and it wanting to get off the track. 2, Coco Shimmer needs to miss All About Coal. I just hope they don't damage each other and their prospects early, and 5's clearly next best, Vander Harley. Those 4 sort of do stand out from the other 2 who are right out in the market at 51 and 81, but I'd just love to be able to manufacture the box draw and flip around the 1 and 7, Pete, but we can't do that. We've got to deal with what we're given. So accordingly, Jamie keeping 440, 190 will get me for a small each way bet.
Okay, I'll go with All About Coal. I agree with everything you have said. I'm not happy with the box draw, but we're stuck with it, and I just hope that he doesn't find that early trouble. If he doesn't, he wins. So 1 on top from number 2, Coco Shim. I thought his form, her form at least, wasn't too bad, and she did run that reasonable quick time up in town recently from a wide draw. 7, Jamie keeping, and 5, Vander Harley, 1, 2, 7, 5. Race number 4. Race 5, first heat of the winter sprint, and the favourite here and well supported from $1.75 into $1.50 is Sunset Hornet, a greyhound who has been impressive, winning at the last 3, and no reason why she won't win again, so I'll put her on top, not being Einstein there though. Number 5, Kenya Kraken, good run last start over the 488, and I'm happy that he's dropping back to this distance. For 3rd, number 4, Solid Tank, and 6, Speedy Genie. So 2, 5, 4, 6 in race number 5.
Yeah, the Hornet picks itself just in really, really good form at the moment. This chaser, 5 wins from its last 7. It has stretched out a little bit in distance to the 488, 520 metres. Great record track and trip, winning 5 of 7. Dog's full of confidence the way that it's racing at the moment with a safe getaway. It's hard to beat, but it's short enough at the $1.50. There's some good quality opposition here. I could absolutely entertain something on number 8, Sunset Callisto at the $7.50. It's my second pick, and if Sunset Hornet happened to find a little bit of trouble, and there is some pace in the race, if it happened to maybe get a clip or a couple of bumps early, it would leave the door open for a dog potentially swooping on them, and that would be Sunset Callisto, who'll be strong into the mix. Number 5, Kenya Kraken's got really high ability levels. We've seen this dog run some excellent races in town. No surprise to see it bob up at a price here. And number 1, Weston Miley, gets the lovely draw. Bungee Man's another dog that we've seen race really well in high-class city 500-metre races at Cannington. It can't be underestimated. Speedy Genie's going well. It's a good race. $1.50 is as short as I'd want to be taking for Sunset Hornet, that's for sure, but it is the dog to beat on current form. 2, 8, 5, 1. Throw in the 3 there if you're playing novelties.
I'll go 2, 1, 6, 5, 2, Sunset Hornet on top from 1, Weston Miley. For 3rd, number 6, Speedy Genie, and for 4th, 5, Kenya Kraken. 2, 1, 6, 5, race 5.
Let's go to race number 6, second leg of the quaddie, second heat of the winter sprint, and the favourite here is Sunset. Let's go to the next race. Sunset Tyson, I'm expecting to be the favourite, and is favourite at $3 in from $3.20. In fact, equal favourite, Shorty, our Benson from $2.70 out to $3. Which way are you going here?
I'm going to go with number 4, our Benson, and make this dog a special tonight. Last couple of runs haven't gone to plan for Benson, but a real 400-metre specialist, whereas a dog like Sunset Tyson, probably better known over a longer distance. Our Benson generally a very reliable beginner as well, whereas Sunset Tyson can mix its box manners at different times. Now, if you could guarantee me that Sunset Tyson was going to get out of the lids and sit top 3 in the run, I'd be absolutely chips in with this dog, but it can be a little bit hard to follow just with what it does at box rise. So I'm happy enough to team up with the more reliable our Benson, who's won 10 of 20 track and trip, a further 6 placings. Those numbers tell you just how much this chaser loves going around over the 400 metres at Mandurah. The more reliable at box rise, and in these 400-metre races, you want to be up on the arm, and I think that's where our Benson can be tonight. I made it a special from number 2, Sunset Tyson, a huge threat if it gets the start right. If it sits within a couple of lengths of our Benson, there's a strong chance it'll run by it, because we know that it's a very strong canine. 8, little bit twisted, gets a draw that is suitable. It'll have the opportunity to wind up into this race. And 3, Spooky Hook. We know that this dog's best. It can really light the track up as well. Keen to be with our Benson though. 4, 2, 8, 3.
I've Thought it's a very open race, and there could be a bit of early hustle and bustle, so I'm going to go with 8 Little Bit Twisted on top from a wide draw. Has been racing in the middle of the field and drawn on the inside, probably not preferred his last couple. He comes out of box number 8 where he's got a really good record, 3 wins, 4 minors from 8 starts. Might be able to sweep across if there is some early interference here with Sunset Tyson, our Benson and Spooky Hook, who I've got for second, at third and fourth respectively. 8, 2, 3, 4, race 6.
It's not a smart move, Jesse, normally to go head-to-head with David Shortte, but I'm going to disagree with him and label Sunset Tyson as one of the best. I think this greyhound here is going to really make his mark over the next 3 or 4 months with the closure of Cannington. I think he'll love the Mandurah track. He defeated Uncle Tommy going back 3 starts ago and then finished third in that heat up in Queensland recently. I think he's a class above these. So 2 on top from number 4, our Benson. I know he's got a good strike rate at the track and distance. Number 8, Little Bit Twisted. 3, Spooky Hook. 2, 4, 8, 3. Race number 6. Race number 7, third heat of the winter sprint. Another one of the hobby-trained greyhounds here is Fairly Shorting Crumble Manelli at $1.60. And while he hasn't been seen since April, Shorty, he's a greyhound that has won 5 of 6 at this track and distance, and he's proven to be a star.
Oh, absolutely, Pete. This is a tip no bet race for me. The way that the prices come up here, we know Crumble Manelli is one of our premier short course dogs and sprinters in the business here in WA. You don't get that tag by chance. The dog's earned the reputation that it has. 29 of 56, better than 50% hit rate. Track and trip, 6 starts, 5 wins and a second. And that defeat, there were excuses last time out there behind Sunset Callisto. The overall time was still good, 22.35. So it's the likely winner, but $1.60 doesn't really excite me too much to get involved here. I will then include, this is where it gets a little challenging, 6 Terra County, who over the 380 at Cannington has been absolutely spectacular over the last probably 6-month period, but having its first look track and trip tonight is always a bit of a query. If it handles the track, it can absolutely be right there. 7 Tweak Freak appeals as a value chance in this race, a dog that Andrew McLaren's done an excellent job with, along with Brodie Kirby, for a significant period of time. That 27-24 win stacks up pretty nice on the clock, and it'll be nice and strong if it lands somewhere near them. And I'll include number 8, Brain Teaser. I like Daddy's Girl as a greyhound, but I just thought with Sunset Blackhawk drawn on his inside, it might collect it on the way through. 4, 6, 7 and 8 for me in race number 7.
I'll go 4, 7, 3, 2 for Crumble Manelli on top. Great record over the trip, track record holder, and his looks to be a bit of a class above the rest here. From number 7, Tweak Freak was good winner over this 488 trip 2 back, or last start I should say, in 27-24. Record at the trip's not fantastic, yet to win, but has recorded a quick 22.36 personal best. For third, number 3 in Daddy's Girl, and for fourth I'll throw in 2 Sunset Blackhawk. 4, 7, 3, 2, race 7.
And I'm going 4, 7, 2 and 3 Crumble Manelli. I think you boys have covered the form really well there. Fourth heat of the winter sprint, and the favourite is with Sunset Mirage at $2.60. They put up $4.20, $4.40 about Sunset Mirage Shorty, and the punters jumped aboard and quickly from box number 1, where he's won 3 of 4, and he does look extremely hard to beat. Barbecue Man, a greyhound who's chasing extremely well over the longer distance, will get plenty of galloping room. Number 5, Sunset Pepe, and 8, What a Ripper, 1, 7, 5 and 8. Were you one of the smart judges that jumped aboard the 440?
No, I was not. I'm giving the dog a strong chance, but this is steaming hot, to be brutally honest. A dog like Hinto, $7.50, big price for a dog that's a winning machine. What a Ripper's going huge. Dog like Get a Beer, $12, has run some really quick time. Sunset Peppy with Room to Zoom's a fine dog. It's deep. It's really deep. And I'm just teaming up with a dog. Don't know how suitable the 400 metres is going to be for Barbecue Man, but gee, I love the way this dog's going. You start working through some of the form of late. Wins at Cannington in 29.74 and 29.87. Won over the 488 in 27.01. It's electric. And then last time out, no luck behind Sunset Hornet in the big final there at Mandurah. If it gets a start right and sits handy, Barbecue Man should take a pile of beating. One, Sunset Mirage is of the real city free-for-all style dogs, the dog that clearly gets the best draw, and probably now it's right price at $2.60. If you got the 440, good shopping, and the dog's a massive threat. Just draw-wise, it gets all the favours. Number 6, Hinto, never runs a bad race, has to be included, and 8 What a Ripper's flying. But if you're playing novelties, dogs like Get a Beer and Sunset Peppy have to be thrown into the mix as well. Really good race, 7, 1, 6, 8.
I'll go 1, 7, 6 and 8. 1 on top. Sunset Mirage was a good run behind Sunset Hornet last week from a wide draw. Steps into box number 1 where he's got a really good record. For second, number 7 in Barbecue Man. I'm not sure the 400 metres really is his go. Finished down the track and ahead of the Birthday Cup back in early January, but he's in a lot better form than when he was in that series. For third, number 6, Hinto. And for fourth, I've thrown 8, What a Ripper, who took out a feature race over this trip 3 runs ago. 1, 7, 6 and 8, race number 8.
Let's go to race number 9, a novice over the 400 metres, and Pecorino Manelli is the favourite at $3. The half-brother to Crumble Manelli and that litter. This one by Sunset Spitfire out of Flake Manelli. She's been a very good producer. This litter's got a fair way to go to catch up to the first one, Jesse.
Yeah, they're getting there, Pete. They're probably not as strong as the previous litter, but they're doing some impressive work over the 400 metres, and they'll get a lot better as they mature. But I'm going with Go Get 'em Nelly on top here. A greyhound who's been racing at Northam over the 509 in City Class Company, comes back down to the 400 in Provincial Class Company, was a maiden winner in 22.52, which isn't all that much slower than Pecorino Manelli. In fact, it's half a length quicker. So Go Get 'em Nelly on top from 7, Pecorino Manelli. For third, number 3, Sand Cruiser, and for fourth, I'll throw in a 4, Tearaway Toby, coming off a nice satisfactory trial in a 22.58. He hasn't been seen for a while. 8, 7, 3 and 4, race number 9.
8, 7, 3 and 4 for Jesse. I'll go with number 7 on top here, Pecorino Manelli, as Pete alluded to, regally bred. Hasn't done a stack wrong to this point in time. 8 starts, 3 wins, 3 seconds. One from this very draw in 22.55. It's a bit of a rinse and repeat job for me. If it can run around there, it'll be pretty hard to beat. The danger is Jesse's on topper, number 8 in Go Get 'em Nelly, as shown in its brief career to this point in time, that there's an engine under the bonnet. We'll go with number 4, Tearaway Toby, and 3, Sand Cruiser, 7, 8, 4 and 3.
I agree with you, Shorty. I don't think there's a lot of speed underneath at Pecorino Manelli. I see him get him across and finding the top from number 4, Tearaway Toby, who I think will do okay over this distance. Has been a winner up in town. For third, number 3, Sand Cruiser, and number 1, Luxio Wave, 7, 4, 3, 1. Race number 9. Race number 10, the favourite is with number 1, Curo, at $2.20. I just have to check to see whether the scratchings have come through. They're showing on my system that Sneaky Pint is out, and I do have the scratchings here. I'm not sure why it hasn't come up on the system. So the reserves are out of races 1 and 2. Kenya Kraken actually comes out of race number 5, first heat of the Winter Sprint, so race 5, number 5. And then go down to race 9, number 9. Race 10, number 9, and race 11, number 1, Supercharge, comes out of the last there, Shorty. Which way are you going in race number 10?
Best bet of the weekend here, number 1, Curo. Absolute standout. Love what I've seen from this greyhound to this point in time. Last time out, came from a wide draw behind West on Odie, beaten a narrow margin in good time. Go back 3 starts ago, winning here from the wide draw in 27.39. One off the inside, a City novice in town in 30 and 10 prior to that. We've mentioned this litter on a number of occasions. I really like the way that they're ticking over. Of course, it's the next litter to Hinto and Co. And I'll give you the tip, as time goes on, these dogs are just getting better and better with racing. Curo's got a heap on these. This is genuine, just gorgeous stuff at 220. I've got it marked 160, so this is max bet stuff for me. Really, really keen Curo tonight. I think it's the BB of the weekend. From number 3, Shy Emoji. It'll be finishing off the race nicely, and certainly is one you include for the novelties, as is 2, Dark Lightning. It's a dog that was a good winner going back a couple of starts ago now. And 7, Starlight Ariel will always be hitting the line hard. That's what it'll be doing again here. 1, best bet of the weekend from 3, 2 and 7.
I'll go 1, 3, 7, 4. 1, Curo on top. Looks hard to beat from box number 1, where he's got a really good record. For second, number 3, Shy Emoji. She's always thereabouts. Was a good second, 2 back behind Disco Daisy in ahead of the Namble Up Cup. For third, number 7, in Starlight Ariel. Good winner at Northern from an inside draw in 29.66. Has to contend with box number 7. And for fourth, they'll throw in 4, Leclerc. He's always thereabouts in this company over this trip. 1, 3, 7 and 4. Race 10.
I'll go 1, 3, 2 and 7. And just before we go to Kilcoy in the last, Redhead Rider at $3.60. Ichabod Mud $3. Lockbale 320. I'll go 7, 8, 3 and 6 for selections in the last. Number 1 comes out, by the way. Ichabod Mudd, a greyhound who has got a reasonable record over this distance. 2 wins and 7 placings, Shorty.
Indeed, Pete. Yeah, it's the old knocking on the door job. Ichabod Mudd, winner 4 back, placed as last 3 for Glenn Curry. Should be winning the last from number 8, Lockbale. I note that James Jeffers got a bunch of these bail dogs tonight. I will be really interested to see how they go, but he's got his kennel going well, so I'm respecting it. 6, Redhead Rider, probably prefer to see drawn a touch closer, but very capable in this grade of race. And 4, Fred Flint. 7, 8, 6, 4.
I'll go 6, 3, 8 and 7. 6, Redhead Rider on top. Dropping back from the 488 back down to the more suitable 400 metres. Won't take him too long to win another race. From number 3 in Cut Model for third, 8 in Lockbale. And for fourth, I'll throw on 7, Ichabod Mudd. 6, 3, 8, 7, race number 11.
Bet, Shorty and also Jesse. Let's go to Ryan Levitsky to see what his best on tonight's program is. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning, Pete. Good morning, everyone.
What's your best tonight with Heats of the Winter Sprint being the feature?
Race 7, number 4, Crumble Manelli gets it done. Race 8, number 7, Barbecue Man gets it done. And race 10, number 1, Curo. And a quaddie, 30 combinations, first leg 2 and 3, second leg 2, 4, 8, third leg standout 4, Crumble Manelli, fourth leg 1, 4, 6, 7, 8. And then, on a second ticket, Standout Barbecue Man for extra units.
All right. Anything tomorrow night?
I like race 5, number 6, Bo Cruz.
Yep.
Good field. Be out of the early speed battle. Race 7, number 6, My Anarchy Boys, just a machine. And race 9, number 1, Nifty Ned. And a quaddie, 32 combos, 1, 2, 3, 6, into 3, 6, 7, 8, into 6, into 3 and 8.
All right, what about Sunday, Monday or Tuesday?
I'll be having a bet on Sunday. Race 5, number 4, Go Get 'em, Herbie. Ben Abercrombie's got this greyhound running out the 400, and I think it's got a pretty good future as well. Race 5, number 4 on Sunday.
All right, there was some good chasing at Northam last night.
There was. Gee, the staying race was good. Warm Regards got up in the last bound, and, it's a genuine stay of that greyhound. I like it a lot.
Good on you. Good calling tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Pete.
Ryan Levitsky there with his best on tonight and tomorrow night's program. Shorty, do you agree? Or what's your best?
Best bets for me, Pete, for this evening. We're going to start things off in race number 6, number 4, our Benson, rolling that into race 8, number 7, our Barbecue Man, and the very best of the weekend, race 10, number 1, Curo. So, in recap, race 6, number 4, our Benson, race 8, number 7, BBQ Man, and race 10, number 1, Curo's the 5-star special. I'll play 2 quaddies tonight. The first one, numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Second leg, 2, 3, 4, 8. Third leg, 4 on its own. And final leg, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. And then the trim up, 2 and 8 on their own leg 1. Numbers 2, 3, 4 and 8 in the second leg. Number 4 on its own in the third leg. And then in that final leg, I'll just keep it trim, coming home with numbers 1 and 7.
Okay, Jesse?
Race 2, number 1, Kota Herrera. Race 8, number 1, Sunset Mirage. And race 9, number 8, Go Get 'em Nelly. For a quaddie, we'll go 1, 2 the first leg, 2 and 8 the second leg, standout 4, Crumble Manelli in the third leg. And we'll bring it home with 1, 3, 6, 7 and 8. Hopefully get some value there in the last leg there, Pete.
All right, let's go across to the program tomorrow night at Mandurah. And I better make sure I go to Mandurah tomorrow night. The first gets underway at 12 minutes past 7. Might be a little bit embarrassing. Shorty, we start off with a maiden over the 400 metres. No market up with Tab Touch at the moment. I'll go first for selections. Kenya Outlaw, I think, can improve sharply from an inside draw. Had been trialling well prior to making his debut down at Mandurah, and he hasn't had a lot of luck. For second, I'll put in number 8, which is Good Handles, a greyhound who's nicely bred. For third, number 2, Karina Missile. And for Bingo Betty, 1, 8, 2 and 4, race number 1.
Very similar here. 1 on top, Kenya Outlaw. From the draw, no surprise at all to see pretty sharp improvement from 8 Good Handles. Number 4, Bingo Betty, went round at big odds last week. I thought the run was full of merit, and I'll include greyhound number 2 in Carina Missile Next Best. 1, 8, 4 and 2 for me in the first, Jesse.
I'll go 1, 8, 4 and 7. 1 Kenya Outlaw on top in the first there, Pete.
All right, what about race number 2? Jesse, I'll let you go first here. The favourite with Tab Touch is Rippin' Moses at $3.
Yeah, hard to beat. It was a good maiden winner in 27.53 from an inside draw. Steps out to box number 6, but did handle the wire draw okay in a heat of the maiden classic there when third behind a Love Story from a wire draw. Not electric out early, but it's not an overly strong race here. For second, number 7, Love Story, was a good winner 2 back in City Class Company in 27.68. Didn't have much luck behind Iconic Jet in the maiden final when showing early speed, just wandered off the track. It is a noted wide runner. For third, number 4 in Hippie Trail, who'll be charging home late. And for fourth, I'll throw in 3, Fidel Pronto, off some northern form there. 6, 7, 4 and 3, race 2.
Pretty similar for me. I've made this the best bet on the program. Greyhound, one of the better bets on the program. Anyway, number 6, Rippin' Moses. Dog in 7, as Jesse alluded to, can use a little bit of the circuit. And I like this effort. I think you'll find this litter are going to have a really bright future for the Shane Train. Bernardo at a Rippin' Memphis. They retired her with plenty left in the tank, and she's thrown that into her pups here. I think that we'll see this greyhound work its way through the grades quite nicely. Happy to be involved at the $3. From 7, Love Story, plenty of ability. Greyhound number 4 in Hippie Trail hits the frame for fun. 8, Capadora, I'll throw in at big odds, and I'll also be including the 2 there, Short Oliver, at a bit of a price as well. But 6, I'll make one of the specials of the night, 6, 7, 4, 8.
Yeah, I'm going very similar, Shorty. Number 6, Rippin' Moses on top. Number 7, Love Story, I think can certainly run a big race here. Has been showing speed. For third, number 8 in Capadora. And number 4, Hippie Trail, a greyhound who certainly can improve at this track. I think drops back to the distance, which is more suitable. 6, 7, 8 and 4 in race number 2. To race number 3 on the program. And here we see the favourite, number 5, First Look, at $2 ahead of Toad at $2.90. Shorty, which way are you going here?
Challenging race. I think that number 5, First Look, for me is a dog that has clearly got a fair share of ability coming off that last start performance. Just got to hope that hasn't knocked the dog around too much. But yeah, any dog that's running 29 and 82 early doors in its career lets us know that there's a big motor under the bonnet. It's just a matter of making sure that the dog gets away cleanly. Steve does a wonderful job, and there's no way this dog would be at the races unless it was ready to go. We haven't seen it since back in October of 2023. So what's that? That's a good 8-month layoff. I would expect at First Look here, if it fronts up, it'll be ready to go, and it'll be hard to beat. From number 1, Toad, who gets a good look at them off the inside. Number 8, In Such a Vibe, another dog from this litter that are going really well, that you'd be surprised if it didn't play a part somewhere. And number 2, Hard Maintenance, 5, 1, 8 and 2. Pretty keen, though, on First Look here, Pete.
I'll go with 1, Toad on top. He's been pretty costly to follow, but is a 29.75 winner of a maiden final back at Cannington in April. He's yet to probably put his best paw forward here at Mandurah, but from box number 1, I think he's got every chance here. From 4, Beauty and Me, noted early speed runner here, was a good third behind Sunset Lasso when not leading, which is very uncharacteristic for her. For third, 5, First Look, I'm just a bit wary. It's coming off a satisfactory trial, and it only ran second in it, and they only went 30 and 30. So it definitely need to improve a lot in the clock. And for fourth, I'll throw in 2, Hard Maintenance, who's trialling okay. 1, 4, 5, 2, race 3.
I'm actually going with number 7, West on Madge, a greyhound who was a nice winner last start from a wide draw, and I thought the time was good. So 7 on top, West on Madge. From number 8, In Such a Vibe, a greyhound who we've talked about this litter and has been placed all 3 starts over the distance. Number 5, First Look, greyhound who hasn't been seen for a little while, and obviously big raps on this greyhound because was well supported up in town. And number 1, Toad, 7, 8, 5, 1 in race number 3. Race number 4, a novice again over the 488 metres, and the favourite is with number 8, Gouda Manelli at $2.50, just ahead of number 4, Chef's Kiss at $2.60. They've both been supported on Tab Touch, Shorty. Which way are you going between these two, or are you going outside of those?
No, I'm happy to stick with the blue here. Chef's Kiss, another member of this big litter, the Zach Manelli, recall Kelsos, and this is another one that just keeps getting better with racing. Broke the 30 seconds to win its maiden in town. Last time out, 27.62 behind Sunset Lasso, who I've got a pretty big opinion of. It was one of our better bets last weekend, and it won comfortably, but Chef's Kiss didn't give it away. I thought it stuck on pretty well. Will be better for its first race look there at Mandurah. It's the dog to beat, made it a special from number 8, Gouda Manelli, another very talented greyhound from the Dave Hobby Kennel out of Flake Manelli, who we know is a wonderful producer. Just has to handle that wide draw, which can be challenging at times for young dogs at the circuit. Number 7, Zinc, very strong. We saw this dog stretch out to 600 metres, so if it can sit handy, you know that Zinc will be finishing the race off really well in a race like this. And number 1, West on Panda, there's certainly scope for improvement there from the good draw. 4, 8, 7, 1.
Same numbers, slightly different order. 8, 4, 7, 1. 8, Gouda Manelli on top. This was really impressive too, back when coming from near on last, the first corner to muster through the field and take out a win, and not just win by 5 lengths. So it was an impressive effort for Gouda Manelli. Just got to jump with them, and he should be off and gone. For second, number 4, Chef's Kiss. The Mandurah form is fair enough. I've only seen her once here. That was a good second behind Sunset Lasso, who's awfully hard to beat. Before then was that quick 29.96 maiden winner. For third, number 7 in Zinc. And for fourth, I'll throw in 1, West on Panda, 8, 4, 7 and 1 in race number 4.
I think she's got a fair bit of ability, Chef's Kiss, and I'm agreeing with Shorty. I'm going to go that way. I think she can improve on that first up run. So 4 on top. From number 8, Gouda Manelli, I think it's a good quinella between the two of them. For third, I'll put in number 1, West on Panda, and number 7 in Zinc. So 4, 8, 1, 7 in race number 4. Race number 5 on the program as they're at the start at Tamworth, and the favourite is with number 3, Emerald Guard at $3.40, in from $3.60. Kanyamia the other way, $3.40 out to $3.50. I've gone outside of those two and one with a little bit of value in number 7, West on Boomer, who's won 5 of 10 over the distance. It's got an incredible record from wide draws. Last 2 starts when he was beaten, boxes 1 and 2, Shorty goes out to box 7. I think he's a really good bet, number 7. On top from number 2, Kenya Mia, who's been chasing really well for Brodie Kirby. Number 6 for third in Bo Cruz, has a lot of ability. And a 3, Emerald Guard. Good race, 7, 2, 6 and 3.
7, 2, 6 and 3 for Pete. I've gone 6, 3, 2, 7. So same numbers, different order. 6 on top, Bo Cruz. Just track and trip numbers are really compelling. 6 starts over the 488, 4 wins. And the 1 placing, I think it can improve here. From number 3, Emerald Guard, who's airborne for Morgan Turner. Gee, this dog's turned the corner. It's chasing so hard. It's going to be very hard to beat. 2, Kanyamia, got the early pace, should land in a good spot. 7, West on Boomer. It was great to see 1, West on Odie, back in the winners list last time out. Sassy Snickers has got great speed. Stevie Manelli will be closing. This is a hot race. 6, 3, 2 and 7 though, but nothing would surprise me in this race, Jesse.
I'll go 2, 3, 1, 7. 2, Kanyamia on top, was a good winner in 27.24, taking out a Nambulla Cup. He finished down the track behind the Sunset Hornet. For third, number 1, before then was the 29.78 winner. For second, number 3 in Emerald Guard. For third, number 1, West on Odie. And for fourth, I'll throw in 7, West on Boomer. 2, 3, 1, 7, race 5.
Race number 6 on the program is the feature, the Paradise Street Trophy Final. I spoke on Wednesday about some of the winners of this race, including Afro Freeway, who won the race twice when it was known as the Spring Gift. Since then, greyhounds of the likes of Billy the Duck and Geneve, Ronray Dancer, Electra, Red Shilling, Blue Lorien and Surfer Coin, Boss Coin. West on Augie won the race twice. Stout Manelli 3 years ago amplified, and Quick Smart was successful last year as well. Very good race. We'll come back and have a look at. We're up to the Paradise Street Trophy Final, and number 1 Ace in Kerners at $6. 2 Penny Magic, the Kennel Mate $5.50. Chloe Ant $7. Ballistic Ant $51. 90 Mile Rose $5.50. Sage Tennille $5. Sunset Comanche $3.10. Window Shopper $7.50. The market, I think, says it all, Shorty. There's a 7 given a winning chance here outside of Ballistic Ant in the Paradise Street Trophy Final. Really looking forward to this feature race on Saturday night.
I am too, Pete, but I must admit, while I'm looking forward to it, I'm still getting headaches trying to work the race out. There is There's any number of ways the race could be run and won, particularly with a number of the Ballistic Ant, Chloe Ant in the race. Penny Magic can show pace. Sage Tennille was back to her brilliant best last week, but now draws box number 6. 90 Mile Rose can come out. Ace in Kuna gets a lovely draw. There's just... it's going to be really, really interesting to see what happens in the first 100 metres of this race. You'd love to be able to pause the race at the 100-metre mark and have your bet at that point. We don't have that luxury. So what I'm going to do is go with the dog that I think is the most promising stayer in the field. That's a dog having just its third start over this distance, and that is number 7, Sunset Comanche. Now, probably not likely to sit in the first little bit, but given what I've just made the point of, that there's quite a few dogs that could be charging forward to hold a posse early, it could get a little messy up front, and Sunset Comanche won't be getting involved there. It'll be minding its own business. If it can get through and around that first corner in one piece and sit within a few lengths of them down the back straight, I just like the way this dog's got through the gears. Made it a best bet 2 starts ago at its first ever run over the distance, just on gut feel that I thought the dog would be a really good stayer on what we'd seen in its sprint form, and its 2 runs over the distance have confirmed that it's not just going to be a good 652-metre dog. It's going to be one of our star stayers in the months to come. It really hits the line hard. Regardless of what happens, if it doesn't find trouble, it's going to be smashing the line late. So I'll go with number 7 on top. In a race I have really limited confidence in. Number 1, Ace in Kuna, from the draw, should be able to force up into a nice spot and finish the race off well from there. Number 2, Penny Magic, thought was an excellent run last time out. Nearly led, then was chopped out badly, came again to finish runner-up. I thought the run was full of merit. And now that we've seen her run as well as she did last week, Sage Tennille, if she posies up close, she's going to take an awful lot of stopping. It doesn't end there, though. Honestly, we say it a bit in feature races, but there's any... pretty much, even the 50-1 outsider, I wouldn't faint if Ballistic Ant won this race. 7, 1, 2 and 6, great race.
I'll go 2, 6, 5 and 7. I think it's going to be a very hard race for the outside division to come across here. There's not a long run into the first corner, and you could see some greyhounds posted 4 or 5 wide. So I'm going to go with Penny Magic, who's probably going to be the best early of the inside brigade. Probably has enough speed to hold out the likes of Chloe Ant and 90 Mile Rose. So Penny Magic on top. From a 6 in Sage Tennille, she was a good run last week. She's got to back it up, though. For third, number 7, Sunset Comanche. And for fourth, for third, 5, 90 Mile Rose. For fourth, 7, Sunset Comanche. 2, 6, 5, 7, race 6.
I'm going to stick with Sage Tennille. She didn't find the lead straight away, and she had to work to get to the front. Those sectional times, 14.19, 25.04, so much quicker than all of her rivals. I just see her getting across, and she doesn't, as I said, doesn't need to get to the front from box rise. She works to the front going into the back straight, and the times that she can actually run, if she stays unhampered, which I think she will because she'll beat out the 2 from the outside, Sunset Comanche and Window Shopper, I see her finding the top again, and then she is the one to catch. So 6 on top. Obviously, 7's the main danger in Sunset Comanche. He's got a lot of upside. For third, number 5, 90 Mile Rose, and 1, Ace in Kuna. It's a really good race, though. 6, 7, 5 and 1 in the feature. To race number 7 over the 488 metres, the favourite here, number 3, Molfetta Cruz at $3.30. We said last week, Shorty, how well he's going for Nick Minutillo. Gee, he was well back late, and he should be winning again, I think. Number 3, from number 8, which is Carter Axelrod, a greyhound who's going to work across from the outside. Has only won 1 of 7, though, from box 8. Number 6 for third in My Anarchy Boy, and 1, Custard Manelli. Another classy field, and it's a mixed 4 and 5. This is free for all company. So 3, 8, 6 and 1 in race number 7.
Another race that's flat out steaming hot. This is magnificent. And I must admit, I know that it's challenging with a lot of the Cannington dogs going to Mandurah, but I actually find it really quite a great challenge to work out how different dogs are going to handle the place. And there are some dogs that are better placed at Mandurah than Cannington, and I would argue that Molfetta Cruz is one of those dogs. I really like Molfetta Cruz at Mandurah, handles the circuit particularly well, and it's another dog that comes into this race with super claims. Look, I'm going to stick with number 6 here, My Anarchy Boy. I've got a love affair with the dog. I'm probably guilty of sometimes over tipping the dog, but 7 out of 10 at the place. Back in the winners list last time out. It's run some slashing races at this circuit. It doesn't always do it easy. It sometimes has to come from off speed and make its own luck. But I'll go with 6. The big danger is the dog Pete has on top here, number 3 in Molfetta Cruise. I love the way this dog's going, and I had almost a bracket selection, to be honest. 8, Carter Axelrod. How can you knock holes in what this dog's been doing? And Custard Manelli's got an excellent record off the inside draw. It's right in the mix. Pudding Manelli will be hitting the frame somewhere as well, you'd suggest. A great race. 6 and 3, almost a bracket, 8-1-2.
Yeah, it's a tough little race. I'm one of Molfetta Cruise's biggest fans, but I struggle to see him here with this map with Hurricane Taylor on his outside and Pudding Manelli and Custard Manelli holding up. So I'm going to go with Meineke Boy, who's got the vacant box in his inside. Could burn across here. He hasn't had much luck from middle draws. Last week was a good winner when defeating Speedy Genie. He didn't jump on that occasion, came from behind. He needs to jump with him at least this week, and I think he'd be pretty hard to beat. From 3, Molfetta Cruise. For third, 1, Custard Manelli. And for fourth, I'll throw in 2, Pudding Manelli. 6-3-1-2, race 7.
Race number 8, unfortunately, has been struck down with scratching. So 1, 4 and 5 all come out here of race number 8. And we have the favourite as Steel Girl at $2.15. A greyhound for Sean Kavanagh, who's been very impressive, winning at all 3 starts over this distance, Jesse.
Yeah, I've gone 8, 3, 7 and 9. Number 8, Steel Girl on top, was a good winner. She's won her last 2. Times have been really good. Early sectionals, importantly. It looks like she's going to be able to cross 2 Ronnies, who's probably going to be the main danger. For second, number 3, Lip Trick. She's always thereabouts, was a good winner in 29.65 at Northam. For third, 7-2 Ronnies. Interesting to see how we'll go with a bit of early pressure from Steel Girl on his outside. And for fourth, number 9, Western Outlaw, as long as it's not scratched. 8, 3, 7 and 9, race 8.
I'm going to go with number 8, Steel Girl, and make it a special. The guy that trains this dog is, strike rate-wise, one of the best in the business and has been for over a decade. He only ever has room for a couple of dogs, Sean Kavanagh, but he always has dogs that just win races, and Steel Girl's a classic case in point. It's had the 3 starts track and trip, won all of them. Just a bomb-proof canine. It's had the 3 starts from boxes 8, 2 and 7. It's led on each occasion. Really quick split, 6:30, 6:20, 6:23. Overall times have been really good. In fact, best of night at the last couple. Just gets all the ticks for me. 8 on top, Steel Girl, one of the best. And 3, Lip Tricks is a massive threat. A lot of respect for the greyhound, gets room to operate with the vacants around it now. I think Lip Tricks can certainly be the dog that's the major threat. 7-2 Ronnie's racing well, and 6 West on Smoky capable at its top. 8-3 Great Quinella, 7-6.
I'll go 8-7, 6 and 3 with Steel Girl on top. We'll whiz through these last couple. There is a late scratching tonight at Mandurah. Take note. Race 11, number 4, Fred Flint comes out as well. Race 11, number 4. To race number 9, the favourite is with number 2, Tim on Lane at $2, and I think will go very, very close for Jamie Marsh. But Harley Manelli, nothing wrong with her form, and I like the fact that she's drawn out wide. I think she can drop back in class after leading for a long way behind Ace in Cooner and win here. So 8 on top for me. From 2, Tim and Lane, number 1, Nifty Ned, and 6, Clifton Matilda. Shorty, 8, 2, 1, 6.
I've gone 8, 2, 1 and 4, Pete, so very similar for me. A little bit of value. Harley Manelli's just such a consistent dog. Tim on Lane, huge threat. Nifty Ned, didn't have a lot between those top 3. Next best, Yamasaki Bale, 8, 2, 1, 4.
I'll go 2, 1, 8, 6, 2, Tim on Lane on top from Nifty Ned. Harley Manelli just flat out doesn't run the trip, but we'll give Nifty Ned and Tim on Land a nice cut into the race. And for fourth, I'll throw in 6, Clifton Matilda. 2, 1, 8, 6, race 9.
And no prices up for the last. I'll go 1, 2, 7 and 8. Making it rain should be able to wrap up the meeting for Ben McLean, likely to be the short price favourite, Shorty.
It should be, yeah. The good draw certainly does assist. I would expect that it's going to be right there and tough to hold out. From number 2, Marvel Storm has been running plenty of placings on the way through, as is number 7, Dozen Staples. It's generally a lock for 3rd or 4th in its races, runs plenty of holes. And I'll finish it off with number 4 in Jinder. 1, 2, 7, 4. 1,
7, 2, 4. 1, Making It Rain on top from 7 in Dozen Staples. For third, 2, Marvel Storm, and for fourth, 4, Dejinda. 1, 7, 2, 4. Best bets, race 2, number 6, Rip and Moses. Race 4, number 8, Gouda Manelli. Race 8, number 8, Steel Girl. For a quaddie, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 6, 7 the first leg, 2, 6, 7 the second leg, 3 and 6 the third leg, 3, 7, 8 in the final leg there. What about yourself, Shorty?
Best bets for me, Jesse. I'm looking to get it early. Race 2, number 6, Rippin' Moses. Race 4, number 4, Chef's Kiss. And race 8, number 8, Steel Girl. Quaddie-wise, first leg numbers 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Second leg numbers 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. Third leg numbers 1, 3, 6, 8. Home with 3 and 8. My thoughts for Saturday night chasing at Mandurah, Pete.